Holly. Come here.
Good evening, Amanda.
I hope you don't mind my asking, but what on earth were you doing lurking behind that plant?
Plant?
That large green thing with all the leaves you seem so fond of.
Oh, that I wasn't lurking.
Oh?
No, I was simply,
Hiding.
No.
What then?
I lost something.
Oh, did you?
Yes, it was one of my earrings. When I was here last night, I lost it. It was one of my favorites.
Oh, and you think you might have lost it in that plant?
You never know.
Perhaps not, but you get a pretty good idea.
Pardon?
The only thing you were looking for was a place to hide.
Oh, that's the silliest thing I ever heard. What would I be hiding from?
Not what? Who?
Oh, you couldn't possibly think for a minute that I'd be avoiding you.
No, not me. But the gentleman... Make that the man I was with.
Oh, who was that?
You're determined to play this out as long as you can, aren't you?
Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you can admit it to me. After all, we're in this together, aren't we?
In what?
Big trouble.
I don't understand.
In one word, Leo.
Oh, he was here with you?
Oh, you know he was. Come on, Holly, that's who you were hiding from, wasn't it? Incredible. He's hooked you too, hasn't he? What a disgusting excuse for a human being. First Sylvia, then me, now you two.
Of course not. How could you possibly think that? Is ridiculous.
Careful, dear. You're protesting too much. If you'd laughed it off, I might have had some doubt. But now...
Amanda, really, please,
You're the last woman in the world I would expect to get involved with a man like Leo.
I'm not.
It was one of his special massages, wasn't it? Him and his stern magic hands.
If you're implying that I slept with Leo...
You'll join the club. It's not a very exclusive club. The membership seems to be growing every day.
I assure you that I'm not on his list of conquests.
No? Then why were you trying to avoid him so very much?
I wasn't.
You always spend your evenings at restaurants with plants. I'll bet Leo has some darling pictures of you, too. Where did he get you? In the massage room?
You don't understand. It wasn't like that at all.
No, it never is. What seems like such fun at the time, a harmless lark, turns out to be the worst nightmare. You have to hand it to Leo, though. He's pretty smart.
What do you mean?
Picking on you.
No one's picking on me.
He knows he can blackmail you to his heart's content, and you'll never go to the police.
Why not? I mean, if I had a reason to, which I don't, why wouldn't I?
Well, the last time I looked, your husband was still police commissioner. You want Leo to report to some policeman and ask him not to tell his boss that his wife is having an affair? Good luck. There's no chance that you could ever keep it quiet. There isn't a chance of a discreet arrest. And Leo knows that. He's counting on the fact that you don't want your husband to find out that you've been fooling around.
But I haven't...
The price we pay for a few afternoons of stolen pleasure. And it leads to this. It really isn't fair. It isn't fair at all. Just wait. You'll find out how bad it could get.
No, you don't understand.
I don't know about you, but in my case, it most definitely is not worth it. Was it worth it to you? Was Leo really that good?
Robert will never find out. Because...
Because you're going to pay Leo off, right?
Because nothing happened.
Whatever you say, dear. But don't worry. I won't tell. Your secret is safe with me.
surreal. There I was, trying to convince him that I loved being alone in that cabin with him, when all the time he was intending to murder me.
Must have been awful.
Yes, all I could think about was trying to get some sort of proof, some confession.
Do you think you should try and get some sleep now?
No, I'm too keyed up.
How about some more tea?
A little later, maybe. You know, it always seems to end up like this. Me, battered and bruised, and you right by my side taking care of me.
Well, somebody has to.
I can't believe I was so stupid to get tricked into going up to that cabin. I should have known better.
Try not to think about it. It's over, Celia.
No, it won't be over until Grant's out of prison.
Well, I should think that won't be too long.
I wouldn't count on that. We all know how fast the justice system works.
Don't worry about it, though. This case seems really open and shut.
Well, it will be if Grant Putnam confesses. If he doesn't, then who knows how long it'll go on.
Well, morning all.
Darling, you're home.
Stay back, please. Back. Not since last year's rugby final as a bloke needed a shower more.
We were beginning to get worried about you.
Well, time just kind of got past me. I was drinking coffee 1 minute, and the next second it was daylight.
What happened?
Putnam didn't even hesitate. He's confessed to the whole thing. Most of the time I've spent with the DA using his evidence to help dismantle the case against your Grant.
Well, then it looks good.
The DA seems to think so.
I just want to know one thing. When can I see my husband?
Believe me, Celia, I want him out of there as quickly as you do.
If Grant Putnam's confessed, then what's the holdup?
Well, there was a slight problem in finding Jake. Bert finally tracked him down at Kelly's, and he's now working on the legal papers.
That still doesn't answer my question.
I'm sorry, soon as the best I can do.
I'm sure everyone's moving as fast as possible.
Yeah, you can count on it.
Well, you said that Grant confessed.
Right. He didn't even stop there. I mean, once we'd gotten over the main hurdles, he started to provide details. Incredible. He was still at it when I left.
But you said that sometimes confessions don't stand up.
This one will. I have investigators now working on the information. I anticipate that by closing time, we will have total validation of the confession.
Robert, I know this sounds ridiculous, but did he mention the kissing incident in the library?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, that was the very first time that he changed his hair and clothes to impersonate Grant. Now, that was him that you saw. Yeah, it was him kissing Tanya in the library there. It was also Putnam that Mrs. Sparks and the woodcutter saw. You know, this was quite an ingenious plan, really.
Certainly fooled all of us.
Yeah, well, the important thing was that you retained a degree of belief in your husband. If it hadn't been for your doubts, this whole thing would never have gotten rolling.
Yes, I know I considered that, but that's also what got Dr. Borden killed.
You can't think about that.
I do.
Look, we had no idea that Putnam would kill Borden. We were just working on a case.
Holly, I'm sorry, but we just couldn't afford to let Grant know that we were onto him.
Jake didn't even know about this up until the last minute, only then because he coerced it out of Grant.
And that was just last week.
I'm concerned with yesterday when Robert rushed off to rescue you. And I really could have helped.
Well, there was no point in risking lives unnecessarily. Is that tea in there by any chance?
I see, something I'm good at. Going for tea.
I thought I might like to take a cup up to the shower with me. I've got to get changed and head back to work.
But you haven't had any sleep.
Well, I can do that later. Maybe a little bit of milk and 1 cube of sugar. Thanks a lot.
I'll think about it.
Well, don't think about it too long. I've only got a few minutes.
Holly, for saving my life, don't you think the least you could do is get him some tea?
Yeah, I will. Don't you think you should get some rest, though?
Not yet.
Yeah, but you're exhausted.
No, Holly, not until my husband's free.
Well, if that's what you really want.
That's all I want. Holly, I knew you would be.
I'm not hurt. Really, I'm surprised. I could have helped.
Well, no one's denying that.
Couldn't you at least filled me in? You know, this whole thing makes me feel a bit like a nitwit who had the wool pulled over her eyes.
Robert and I felt it would be too dangerous. Grant was completely insane, capable of murder.
You already know I've dealt with worse.
No one like Grant.
You were in danger. I could have been in danger. I wouldn't have hurt. I would have helped.
Holly, somewhere deep inside me, I knew that Grant wasn't going to hurt me. He was too obsessed with me to harm me. At least that's what I thought at the time. But someone like you, anyone in his way, would have been in extreme danger.
Of course, Robert went along with this theory.
Robert didn't want anyone to know. It was just the four of us. Just himself, me, my Grant, and then Jake as of a few days ago.
I don't blame you, Celia.
Well, then don't blame Robert.
This isn't the first time.
I know it. But you can't be too hard on him. He went through sheer hell to get to the cabin in time to save my life.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
And he risked his own life several times.
I'm sure he was very grateful for the opportunity to repay Grant. He did save my life, after all, and risked his own.
Exactly.
The important thing here is that you're safe and Putnam is behind bars. Now we just got to get your Grant out.
I just hope it's soon.
You know, if you don't mind my saying, you don't seem terribly excited by that. I mean, at this time you should be on top of the world.
I know. I am. I am excited about seeing him.
But
But we've got a lot in our past to work out.
you'll get through it.
Will we? I don't know. Whatever happens, it's not going to be easy.
Grant Andrews is released.
Well, that's difficult to say.
Well, they said that it could be as soon as today in the news.
Well, it's possible. There's still some legal work involved, but we're taking it step at a time.
I want to go with you to the prison when you pick him up.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Celia and Jake will be accompanying me.
Celia?
That's right, Tanya. The Andrews have reconciled. And to say the least, your presence would be awkward.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I'm sorry.
But no reason to apologize. I'll see Grant when he gets back to Port Charles.
That's certainly your prerogative.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Leave the traffic up there.
Of course I would. I'd drive a car too, you know.
Bert tells me that they are still interrogating this guy.
That's what we've got so far, and this is about a third of it.
Your boy certainly has had something to say, hasn't he?
I tell you, you wouldn't believe it. This guy's going at it like there's no tomorrow.
Well, for him there may not be.
I'm not kidding. I've never seen anything quite like this. He's presenting his whole confession as if it's a lecture on the fine art of murder.
What about the frame-up?
Well, he's apparently kept a detailed list of every step.
He's produced a list?
Didn't have to. He's got the whole bloody thing memorized.
Sounds like this guy's a little off his rocker.
Hmm? I think it's safe to assume he's not playing with a full deck. I mean, he's kept the whole thing locked within himself for so long, he just can't shut up. The point is, though, he sounds almost proud of it.
You know, I've always suspected he might be the manic-depressive type.
Just so long as he stays manic like this, it's fine.
Well, I've got enough to start.
Yeah, well, that's what I figured. Most of that information deals with the frame-up.
Say, you do have an attorney down there with him, don't you?
Nah, court appointed. I'm not screwing this one up.
Well, the legal work should only take a couple hours.
Good. In that case, you can accompany Celia and I to the prison this afternoon.
Does he know?
No. Celia's saving that till she gets down to the prison.
See you later.
Yo.
Hi, Holly. I was told that Celia's here. Hi. You okay?
Don't come near me.
Celia,
I knew you'd jump to a conclusion like this.
you're free. For the first time in a long time, you're free. You can make your own choices. Be with the people you want to be with.
Don't you think you're being a bit presumptuous, Jimmy?
No.
Excuse me, guys. I'm sure you want to be alone.
Absolutely something that...
She left?
Yeah.
She went to the police station?
Yeah, she's gone.
You all right?
Yeah, she's gone for good this time.
Fletcher and a couple of his goons tried to kill him.
Is he all right?
And a few lacerations and a bad bruise on the shoulder, but he'll be all right.
Were they DVX?
Well, Fletcher certainly is.
So were the other two. One of them was even a trustee. Unfortunately, with a thing like this, you never know about it until it's too late.
Well, luckily for Grant, it wasn't too late.
You know, something about this kid, I wanted to believe him from the very beginning. But there's just so much of it in here.
What's that?
Oh, I didn't do it. I'm innocent. The other guy did it.
Yeah, well, this is one case where the guy wasn't lying.
Makes you wonder how many others aren't either.
Yeah, I guess it does make you wonder.
Well, you can't blame yourself, Warden. I mean, all we can do is the best we can do.
Well, like the man said, nobody's perfect. That'll be him. Come in.
Oh, this is quite a greeting committee. Hello, Jake. Robert.
Grant, you better sit down.
Why?
We have some rather startling news for you.
I think I'd better take it standing up. Let's have it.
Grant Putnam's been arrested.
He's confessed to the entire frame-up. Grant, you've been cleared.
Then I'm free again.
Well, in 24 hours.
Well, all the legal stuff has been cleared. It just takes 24 hours to process.
Well, I guess I can last another day in here.
We won't let anything happen to him.
Jake, what happened? How did you get him to confess?
Well, I think we'll leave that story up to the lady that made it all happen.
The lady?
Excuse me. I think he's ready for you now.
Warden,
Grant.
maybe these two could have a little privacy in these circumstances.
I think so, gentlemen. This way.
So, how does it feel to be home?
Incredible. I can't believe that I'm really here again.
Take your time.
You know, it's so much bigger than I remember it.
That's a surprise. You used to complain how small it was.
Well, a couple of months in a prison cell changes your perspective.
Well, maybe I can add to that perspective and possibly to your peace of mind as well.
Oh?
I've got some news to tell you both. I didn't want to do it until we got here. It's about Putnam.
What is it?
He'll never stand trial for his crimes. All right, I can understand how you both feel here, so I'd better explain and back up a little bit.
Do.
The idea that Grant Putnam will never stand trial for his crimes is absolutely outrageous.
All right. A lot happened last night after he was taken into custody. But the bottom line of it is that he cracked up.
Mentally?
Yeah. He's gone completely off his rocker. I won't go into all the details of it, but the man had to be restrained. At this moment, he's in the psychiatric ward of Mercy Hospital, sedated and under guard.
Now, how do you know that this isn't just another scheme of his?
Grant, you had to be there.
And you really think this is a permanent condition?
I wager it is. What'll happen is that the court will appoint a body of psychiatrists who'll examine him. But the bottom line is also the fact that he's had a total breakdown.
Well, how will that affect his confession?
I don't see how his confession can be considered valid when he's declared to be mentally incompetent.
That's no problem for us.
Why not?
Well, we've already investigated aspects of his confession, and we can verify that totally. Now, for instance, we know that Putnam followed you to England.
How about killing Dr. Borden?
We also know that he was in Borden's hotel room in New York.
How do you know that?
Because we found Borden's notes in Putnam's hotel room. Look, don't worry. The confession holds up every which way.
Amen.
Well, I can totally sympathize with how you feel at this point. But, well, apart from Celia, no one's more relieved about this than I am, given my past performance in this whole escapade.
Hey, let's put that to rest, huh? It's water over the dam. What you did in the line of duty, I do not hold against you. It's the end result that counts, right?
Right.
Grant knows that you were working with me right from the beginning, as soon as we found the flaw in the frame-up.
Are you expecting someone?
No.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello, Grant. Very nice to see you back here.
Captain, it's good to be back.
Thank you. Hello, Celia. Please forgive the intrusion, but I need the commissioner here.
What's up, Bert?
Well, actually, I only need your signature, Robert. They have the rest of the paperwork down at the hospital. They need you to sign. I have to go down there and check out the police guard schedule, so I thought maybe we'd ride down together.
Let's do that. I can catch up with you two later.
Hey, Robert, thank you for everything. I mean that.
My pleasure to the both of you.
Thank you, Robert.
Bye now.
Did, you make that call to Mercy?
Absolutely, right after you suggested that we have this night.
And?
They weren't ready yet.
I guess they want a second opinion on Putnam.
Oh, they've had two shrinks with them all day. They brought in a third. As a matter of fact, I have to call them in a couple of minutes now to see if they've got the final diagnosis.
Well, if I'm right about that diagnosis, the more professionals in on this, the better.
Pray tell, what do you think it is?
Total dementia.
Any cure for that?
Practically zero.
Hey, wait a minute. You know, I was just thinking, do you think by any chance that that complete crack-up of Grant Putnam's could have been one of his little games?
No. Come on, you have to be there, Bert. That was no act. I'll stake my reputation on it.
Robert, remember, that guy is brilliant. The frame that he constructed around Andrews was almost foolproof.
Yeah, well, as foolproof as the padded cell they've got waiting for him. Look, believe me, those psychiatric installations are solid. He's never going to get out of there.
You think of any better way not to have to pay for the crimes you've committed?
I'm not a psychiatrist, but there's no act. Well, I tell you what, why don't you make a little phone call? I will bet the boat goes my way.
All right. I'll make the phone call.
Huh? All right. But if I'm wrong, of course, it means the drinks are on me.
I'll take that bet, but I kind of think the odds are with you. Oh, hi. Hi, Doc. How are you? Good to see you. Susan. Folks, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Right. Excuse me. Have a nice dinner now.
You too.
Thank you.
Well?
Well, the drinks are on me. You've done it again. The prognosis was exactly as you called it.
Your shout, old buddy. Bottoms up.
Robert, have you seen the quarter-main invitation?
Sorry, love.
Well, it's got to be here somewhere. Ah, got it. Annual Labor Day regatta, dress informal.
Well, what do you think? What's so funny?
Have you looked in a mirror?
Yes, this is the completely authentic police uniform circa 1890.
Completely authentic.
Well, except for the fly, they had the button-up variety back then.
Oh, just a minute, your badge isn't quite straight.
Yeah, well,
They're perfect.
Took me 10 minutes to hammer the pin through the material.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You've got 2 inches of wool there.
As I said, completely authentic.
Isn't it going to be awfully hot? Day I heard on the news it's going to get up to 100.
Perfect day for a parade.
Yes, to watch one, you're going to be smack in the middle of it.
Leading it, love. Leading it.
Right, sorry. Keep forgetting.
Yes, and I assume that you will be leading the applause as I pass the reviewing stand.
Afraid not.
What?
No, I'm not going to be there.
Come again?
Well, I'm going to be at the Quartermains, having the time of my life.
Darling, this is my debut. I mean, this is not some simple little walk-on job. I'm out there leading it all. Behind me will be dignitaries, bands.
Someone to catch you?
What are you talking about?
When you faint, it's called heat exhaustion.
But you forget my roots. The outback. Summers of 120 degrees, hot enough to cook an egg on your head. Heat is something that you tolerate.
Oh, my big, strong husband. How would you like to be eulogized?
He came, he saw, he led the parade.
Are they going to give you a whistle?
No, they thought about a baton, but I didn't think it was in character. But a whistle's not bad. I must run that by the powers that be. They should be here any minute.
In costume too, I suppose.
By direction of Commissioner Audrey Hardy.
Well, all I can say is, good luck.
You're really not going to come?
It's not that I don't want to.
You've got something else better to do.
Well, I'm not from down under like you. I feel the heat.
Maybe you'd be better off with a spot of the old English mist. Well, I guess the parades can get a little tedious.
Especially when the best part is up front. I mean, after you, the rest is going to be such a letdown.
Mm-hmm. You'll be able to read about it in all the morning papers. Front page, I imagine.
Yes, I can see it now. Police commissioner collapses along parade route. Paramedics rush to scene.
In lieu of flowers, please send champagne contributions to the Holly Scorpio Social Butterfly Fund, care of the Quartermains. I'll get that.
Good morning. Well, there's Constable. Lovely. A lovely day for a parade, wouldn't you say?
Oh, if you could have seen the looks on the way over here, you just wouldn't believe it.
Are you all right?
No. She has a little laryngitis, but the show must go on, right?
Well, I'm glad you came anyway. You both look marvelous.
Well, thank you. People actually bowed to me on the way over. Yes? I think men that have a problem with getting enough respect should consider dressing like this occasionally.
And what about women?
Well, they could do the same thing. They could wear, you know, all those big skirts and petticoats and those shoes, little shoes with all those buttons to unbutton.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. Men might pay us homage then.
That's all they could do, love.
Don't be naughty, Robert. This is a highly civilized, dignified occasion.
That's the reason that I volunteered.
Did he tell you he's going to attempt the whole thing on foot?
Yes, I know. Tried to talk him out of it, too, but the argument was something about his Australian blood.
Well, your blood is going to boil out there. Do you know it is almost 90 degrees out there right now?
Well, that's about right. Mustn't have it too cool.
Heavens, no. You might survive.
She's been like this all morning.
Well, have you taken some salt tablets at least?
Who needs them?
Stronger men than you, dearest.
Well, now, we have some in the car. Now, shall we go? The limo's right outside, and we'll head for the Quartermains immediately after.
Great. But it's just me on the first leg. Madame here is heading directly there.
It's the heat, you know. I'm afraid I might wilt like a dandelion.
I don't blame you. You know, if I weren't the mayor's wife, I wouldn't go myself.
Oh, is everybody ready now?
Lack of spirit. Huh? Right.
Goodbye and good luck.
Oh, thank you. See you at the Quartermains. At the Quartermains. Don't forget.
You look a little under the weather.
All I need is a rest and a cold beer and about 30 minutes in someone's deep fridge.
You got it.
A little tougher than you thought, huh?
I make it. Somehow.
Are you sure you're going to walk this whole thing?
All if I have to.
Oh, wait a minute. I mean, the heat will kill you if you go back.
Okay. Excuse me, I got a beer coming up right here for the commissioner. There
very well
you
deserved.
Hey, Robert! On your feet now. That boiler's almost finished out there.
One more second.
I told you could ride in the car. Now, I offered that.
I said it's out of the question.
Wait a minute. Are you sure you don't want a doctor's opinion about this?
Well, I'd like a shoemaker's opinion on how long it takes to run in a pair of shoes. Well, I think I'd better get going, you know, duty and all that.
Yes, and your stubbornness.
That too. Is that the band he's starting up? I guess you better get back into it. Thanks for the beer, Ruby.
Okay, sweetheart.
You know, there's only one good thing about all this, Lee. My wife isn't here to say I told you so.
Oh, Leo and Mrs. Barrington, that's an odd couple.
Would you excuse me? I think I'm ready for a tall, cool drink. See you later.
Of course. Hello, Holly.
Hello. Oh, you here together?
Oh, sure. Would you like to make it a threesome?
Thanks, Lonnie. I was just going to go and get something to eat. Have a lovely time. I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk later. Holly?
Darling. Are you all right?
Barely. I've got a few blisters.
You should have gone straight home.
We can go. I wanted to come here.
Oh, there they are.
Now, we offered him the limo.
3 times.
Well, it was the shoes and the costume that did me in. If you see Audrey Hardy, keep her away. I'm not responsible.
What can we do for you?
Drink would be good.
I'll get you one.
How about yourself?
You know, you shouldn't have punished yourself like that.
You ever hear that song that goes, mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun?
And Australians, too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, we won't stay long, just a few minutes until you regain your strength, then we'll go.
Could be here for a month.
There he is, the Grand Marshal of the parade. No, please. Commissioner, I just wanted to say I saw a little bit of the parade, but it was real comforting to know that Port Charles's finest was out there in force. It makes a man feel secure with that kind of protection.
Well, thank you, Leah. That's very nice to hear. Hey, come on. And what is... Oh, my back.
Too much marching on hard concrete yesterday.
Well, yeah, well, that shouldn't worry my back, should it?
Well, if your feet don't have a proper support, it can affect your back.
Thank you, Holly Scorpio, MD.
It's just a little something I learned from working at the boutique this spa.
Yeah, well, I learned a little something marching in that parade yesterday, too.
Yeah, maybe next time you'll take my advice and drive in the limo.
Boy, I mean, aren't we full of sympathy this morning, eh? And all I ask is... hot, hurt feet. Ooh.
Let's have a look.
I tried to look at them last night, but I couldn't bear my back.
Oh, my Lord.
What?
Oh, that's horrible.
What?
Oh, it's all covered in blisters.
What? Well, I could have told you that yesterday. I mean... Oh, I feel like I've been hit by a truck. Oh, this is no fun at all. Oh, I think I need a little nursing.
Now, I think what you need is to soak those feet.
Well, but how about something for the body first, huh? Eh?
No.
Hey, come on, Holly, look, what is it? I mean, every time I ask for a cuddle, I get treated as if I've got some sort of incurable disease.
You have blisters.
Hey, look, there's something wrong around here. I mean, why am I suddenly getting given the cold shoulder in my own bedroom? I am not too sensitive.
Well, then why so defensive?
Because you're evasive.
I'm answering you.
Yeah, but not very satisfactorily.
There's nothing the matter.
Then come back to bed.
Yesterday was the holiday, not today.
There you go again. You're trying to avoid me.
Now, why would I want to do that?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
You're such a baby. You need to shave.
My beard has never worried you before.
Well, maybe I just didn't say anything before. Now, come on. Up on it.
I still think you're hiding something from me.
Well, I think that you'll feel much better if you start moving around a bit.
Maybe. You're right. Oh, wrong. Oh, wrong. Very wrong.
Here, let me give you a hand.
I'd rather borrow your feet.
How's your back?
It's excruciating.
Well, I guess your parade marching days are over.
I don't even want to hear the mention of the word parade, huh?
Well, I think it'd make a good picture in this morning's paper.
And I don't want any reminders, and I want that uniform burnt. I mean, it's got to be the dumbest idea Audrey Hardy ever had.
Hey, don't blame Audrey for your stupidity.
Well, I've got to blame someone.
Yourself?
Never.
Come on. Put your arm around me, and we'll try and make it to the bathroom.
Oh, no, Holly, forget it. I can't go to work like this.
Wish I could do something.
And have you got any pain pills?
You hate taking pain pills.
I know, but I'm really hurting here.
Well, we don't have any. I'll have to call Alan.
I don't need a doctor.
Well, if your feet hurt that much, you've got to have some treatment.
How? For what?
For your feet. Anyway, I don't know what exactly. I'm not a doctor. Do I look like one?
No. You look like a very unsympathetic wife.
I'll try and get Alan before he goes. How you feeling?
Better.
I just called Alan. He said he'd stop by this afternoon.
My feet could rot off by then.
Well, as long as you keep soaking them, they shouldn't hurt too much.
Easy for you to say.
Don't get up.
Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha.
Hello?
You didn't keep your promise, Holly.
Excuse me?
About snooping around? I warned you, and now you're going to pay the penalty.
Yes, hello, Shelley. Robert's home, sick today. He's right here, as a matter of fact.
Good, put him on. I'll tell him all about you and me.
No.
What's up?
Oh, it's Shelley. She works in the boutique with me. She's having some trouble with a customer.
Holly.
I'll talk to you later on at the spa. Don't do a thing.
No, that's not good enough. I'm coming right over to see you.
You can't. Robert's here.
That's your problem.
Something wrong?
What?
Something wrong?
No.
Okay, well... Hey, that's really hot. Oh, my poor feet.
Sorry.
Hey, where's your head at today?
With large knife driven completely through heart. It does not wish to seem unfeeling, but it is written.
Why don't you watch this with me, Holly?
Yeah, maybe later.
Holly Chan meets Screwman Chew.
Maybe later, darling.
That's true enough, Charlie. Jessup was bad all through, but it's still our job to find the man who hit him.
May I come in?
Leo,
Ready to talk?
you shouldn't have come here, Leo.
Why? It's a free country.
Keep your voice down.
I need some more water.
Coming!
I can get it.
No!
Yeah, thank you. I think my feet feel better.
You shouldn't have come here, and I'll talk to you at the spa.
Now.
Robert! Don't you dare get out of bed until after Alan's gone. Never anything but.
I'm getting impatient, Holly.
Please, we have to keep our voices down.
No, you. It's your marriage that's at stake, not mine.
Please.
All right, look. I'm going to keep my voice down for only so long. Now, the sooner you give me the answers, the sooner I'm out of here. It's your choice, Mrs. Scorpion.
I've already made my choice. I told you not to come here. I'll talk to you at the spa.
The next sound you hear will be my voice rising.
If you do that, the next sound that you will hear will be the police commissioner breathing down your neck. And then I can't guarantee you'll get answers to any of your questions, whatever they may be.
He's upstairs, right?
Yes, he's watching TV.
Listen, you went back on your promise. You promised me you'd stop snooping.
I have.
I don't think I was kidding about using those photographs against you.
Don't do that.
I will if I have to.
I swear I haven't been snooping. Why would I run that risk?
Investigation of what? Murder of...
You seen anybody else snooping around the spa?
No.
Look, I'm warning you, Holly.
I haven't.
Oh, he asked about some lunch.
I'll bring you up some in a minute, dear.
Look, I hate having you through up here. I'm going to come down there.
You have to leave.
Just remember what I said.
Yes, just please go.
What are you going to do? Be in jail?
I know now how crossy Murdo must have felt.
Come on, you. Get right back to bed.
Come on, I'm getting bed sores.
Well, then Alan will have to fix those too. Come on.
When's he going to get here?
Very soon. No arguments. Right back into bed.
For once, you're not going to get them.
Let's see.
Feet feel better?
Oh, much.
I'm sure that salve that I put on them will help a lot.
Look, I'm sorry to drag you over here just for a couple of feet.
Listen, don't think anything. Those blisters could have become infected very easily.
Well, thank you anyway.
Anytime.
Well, it was the first, and let's hope it's going to be the last.
Listen, I want you to take one of these, all right?
What are they?
They're pain relievers. Holly, will you get me some water, please?
Sure.
I'd really rather not.
Well, according to Holly, you didn't get much sleep last night.
Practically none, but pain kept me awake.
Well, you probably won't get any tonight either, so... Come on, I'm only giving you 6.
Do I have to take them all?
No, dummy, just take one and don't drink, because it's a very dangerous combination.
Water.
Okay, then. I leave him in your very capable hands.
Thanks for coming, Alan.
You look after him.
I will.
Thanks again, mate.
Pleasure.
Feel better?
Not quite.
Remember your back.
The doctor said you're to take good care of me.
Right, now I think you should get some sleep.
Why do you keep avoiding me?
I'm not.
Holly, it's my feet that are messed up. My brain's in great shape.
Meaning?
I know my wife is turning me off.
Oh, I think I'm being quite attentive to you.
As a nursemaid, you're great.
It's just that I think that in your condition you should be getting a lot of rest.
So you've said.
And so Alan Quartermain confirmed.
Much to your relief, I'm sure.
I think you're being very oversensitive.
I call it intuitive. Holly, there's something wrong now. What is it?
Nothing.
I know you're better than that, Mrs. Scorpio. At least I thought I did. At least I thought I did.
How'd you feel?
Well, my feet are better.
But not perfect?
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry you have to go out.
Well, I guess I should stay off him for one more day, but this is one mission that I can't refuse.
No, I suppose not.
When Jake called me and said that he'd like me to accompany both him and Grant to Albany, I said yes immediately. I mean, I'd have gone there by wheelchair if I'd had to.
Well, I know Grant really appreciates it.
I just hope it does him some good.
Well, at least you can rest your feet here until you have to go out.
That's just what I intend to do.
Jake?
Shouldn't be. I said I'd meet him at the airport with Grant in about an hour.
Well, I wonder who it is then.
Race you to the door.
No, not on those feet.
Ready?
Stay here, I'll get it.
Steady. Hey, go.
Oh, Amanda.
Good morning, Holly. I hope I'm not intruding.
No, not at all.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Mrs. Barrington?
Something wrong?
Oh, well, I need to speak to you.
Oh, I see. Robert, would you mind...
Both of you.
Well, my husband has a plane to catch.
Well, not for a while. What can I do for you, Mrs. Barrington?
Mrs. Barrington, just hang on 1 second. I'm going to phone the spa to tell them I'll be in late. It won't take a minute.
You can imagine what my friend felt when she realized what this scum was trying to do. Why, he's blackmailing her.
That's what they call it, all right.
What she thought was just a harmless affair turned out to be something far more serious.
Not to mention illegal.
She's at her wit's end. She doesn't know what to do.
I know how she feels.
You do?
Sure. I mean, she thinks that she's got no one to go to, no one to turn to, no one who can help her, and that she's probably going to have to keep on paying this blackmailer for the rest of her life.
Yes.
And she's right. She will.
I knew it. That's what I told her.
What did your friend say to that?
Well, she knows she's in trouble, but she just doesn't see any way out of it.
There's only one.
What?
Your friend is going to have to go to the police, no matter how difficult that might be.
Oh, but that's impossible.
So what's the alternative here? You want to try to reason with the blackmailer? Good luck. You want to kill him? All right. Then your problems really start.
Well, don't think she hasn't considered it.
Look, if this blackmailer isn't turned in, you'll just keep working on your friend, and probably others.
That's certainly the way they operate.
You're going to have to file charges.
Oh, I don't think she can do that. She can't.
Look, what if I was to speak to her?
You?
Well, yeah. I'd be more than happy to, if this is the only way we can get around this problem. If she wants to come to me personally, I promise to keep everything in the strictest of confidence. If she wishes to press charges against the blackmailer, all right then. I see no reason why, if that's done through me, that the entire town just really doesn't have to know about it.
Oh, no, of course not. That would be disastrous. Can you put him away?
Well, we need proof, of course, but in this particular case, that shouldn't be difficult.
Can you guarantee, my friend, that there won't be any publicity?
There are no guarantees in police work, Mrs. Barrington. But I can do my personal best to see that as fewer people as possible know of your friend's secret.
That's very kind of you, Commissioner. I can't tell you how relieved I am. For my friend, I mean.
Tell her I'll speak to her any time.
I'll do that, thank you. You've been a great help.
And believe me, I would like to see this blackmailer behind bars as much as you or your friend would.
We appreciate it so much. I'm sorry to have taken up so much of your time.
Don't be. You or your friend should feel free to come to me at any time at all with this sort of problem. You can count on my discretion.
Thank you again. Holly, you have a most considerate husband.
I know.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. You were certainly very nice to her.
Well, she's pretty torn up about it.
I thought you handled it perfectly. You were compassionate, yet firm.
I know what she's going through.
You certainly seem to.
Well, I guess I'll hobble into the communications room and get a bit of work done before I head up to the airport.
Robert?
Yeah?
Could I speak to you for a moment?
Sure. About what?
Well, I mean, if you have work to do, it's fine.
No.
I can wait.
Plenty of time. What do you want to talk about?
You sure?
Darling, I love nothing better than to talk to you. Except maybe do a few other things.
You don't have to remind me about that.
Well, what's on your mind?
Well, it's a rather long, complicated story.
My favorite kind.
It all started about, I suppose it was
Aha! Saved by the deep. You wait right here, and I'll go in and deal with that. Don't go away.
Robert, I was framed. Nah, it's too dramatic. It's not the way it looks. You know how a camera can lie? That's too contrived. I'd never believe that. I was trying to expose a criminal and wound up exposing myself. Darling, you know that I love you.
And I love you.
Oh, Robert.
I guess I was gone longer than I thought. You must have really missed me, huh?
You know, I can't stand to be away from you even for a moment.
I'm sorry for the interruption. What were we talking about?
I was very impressed with the way that you handled Amanda.
You said that already.
Yes, but it really did strike me how sympathetic you were. She was right when she said how understanding you are.
Come on, love, don't read more into it than is already there. I mean, I was just doing my job.
But you didn't have to do it so gently.
I was also trying to extract more information out of her. Fact of the matter is, I was hard-pressed to keep a straight face.
What do you mean?
Well, she was talking about herself. I mean, isn't that obvious? No, I'm not surprised. She's in over her head. Are you?
A little. Why aren't you?
Well, I mean, it's just the sort of thing that a lonely, foolish old woman would do.
Foolish?
Well, to put it tactfully, I guess stupid would be a better description.
Oh, lovely.
What would you call it?
Unfortunate.
You know, I gotta hand it to you.
What have I done?
You saw through Leo's act. Apparently you were right to be suspicious about him. He's obviously the one that's putting Mrs. Barrington through the ringer.
You think so?
No question about it. And I tell you, as soon as I get a free moment, I intend to look into our overly friendly masseur.
Well, I don't think you should be too hasty.
What? You're the last person in the world I would have expected that from. I mean, you've been at me to throw the book at Leo for longer than I can remember.
I just wouldn't want you to do anything that you might regret.
Come on, look, he's behind this. You know it and I know it. But that doesn't let Mrs. Barrington off the hook. She hasn't decided to sow a few wild oats, well, grandly rather late in her life. She wouldn't be in this position.
Well, she certainly didn't realize that she was setting herself up to be blackmailed.
Well, the only way to avoid that sort of position is you don't do anything that you can possibly be blackmailed for.
I'll remember that.
Well, thank goodness you don't have that problem. You had the sense to stay away from Leo. And listen to me, will you? Look, I'm sorry to drag out my soapbox, love. Go on what you were saying.
Shouldn't you be getting to the airport?
Oh, you're right. Thanks for the reminder.
Well, I don't want you to miss your plane.
You know, it's no secret that I do not like you being involved in detective work. When it comes right down to it, your instincts are spot on.
Too little, too late, Commissioner.
Your instincts?
Your praise. Good luck in Albany.
Bye.
How did you ever guess?
It wasn't hard. You were floating about 3 feet above the ground when you walked out. It went well?
Couldn't have gone better. Thanks to these three.
Well, what happened?
Well, the board decided to waive their usual period of reflection and awarded Grant his license on the spot.
Grant, that's wonderful.
And I think it's about time, too. Frankly, I'd have busted the lot of them if they hadn't given it back to him. I believe that Grant has suffered long enough for crimes he never committed.
Here, here.
Did you speak?
I said a word or two, nothing much.
Oh, no, nothing much. Nothing much. Just enough to sway the entire board in my favor. I hope you know what a difference... Okay. Listen, I have a terrific idea. Why don't the group of you let me take you out to dinner? What do you say?
Well, can I take a rain check? I have to get back to Port Charles. I need a pass as well. I've got to check on Alvarez in the clinic.
Well, why don't we all go back to Port Charles? It's too early to eat dinner yet,
Oh,
anyway.
no, wait a second. I feel like celebrating. How many times does a man get a new lease on life?
Well, it seems to happen to you about once a month.
I have an idea. Robert, why don't you give Holly a call? Have her meet us at the Versailles room. If we get the next flight to Port Charles, we'll be right there in time for dinner.
Yeah.
I'll give her a call right now. She should be at the spa as we speak.
Okay.
You got a quarter?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Cheers. Oh, my goodness. Thank you.
I can't wait to hear about Albany.
Oh, it was great. I, of course, was waiting in the wings to burst into tears and throw myself at the mercy of the court. But it wasn't necessary.
Oh, too bad.
Oh, no. That would have put it over the top. The mere fact that Robert had stumbled out of his deathbed to appear on my behalf already had the entire board reeling.
Well, at least I can do.
I can just see it now. I bet you played it right to the hilt.
Well, let's just say that the limp got a lot more pronounced as I walked into the room.
I believe it.
I noticed that.
Oh, you should have seen him.
Sorry. Seen who?
Your husband?
Me?
He was walking all right until we hit the door of the room where the meeting was going to be held, and then it was suddenly as if both legs had been broken.
The spa is just doing great business. There's a whole new schedule of activities. You really should drop on by more often, Mrs. Andrews. Many good things about you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a telegram for you.
Oh, that's curious.
Well?
Well, what?
Is it good or bad news?
See for yourself.
Offering for sale valuable items wall, one of which I know you will want to buy. If you want to get it before anyone else, come to the spa today. Stop. It's not signed.
Message is clear enough. Doesn't need a signature.
I don't know. Something sort of strange about this.
Oh, like what?
I can't put my finger on it. It's sort of stilted. It's almost as if it's in code.
Oh, Robert. Stop being such a cop. It's perfectly simple.
Well, not to me.
Well, that's because you don't work at the spa. We're planning a white elephant booth and at the charity bazaar, and we've already had some very nice things donated.
Okay, but what's that got to do with the mail grant?
Well, spa personnel are being invited to go in there and buy anything they might like early. It's just a gimmick to remind us.
Oh, well. I hope you're not thinking of buying any junk for this place.
Well, as a matter of fact, there was something I had my eye on, but only because I know you'd love it so much.
Maybe.
It's an aquarium full of live goldfish.
What?
Oh, wait, there's more. On top of the tank is this mermaid just sort of sitting there holding a fishing pole, and on her stomach is an alarm clock.
Huh. Holly, don't you dare.
I think it'd be rather interesting on our night table, don't you think?
I think... Never mind what I think. You wouldn't do it, would you? Would you?
No, of course not. But I do have to get to the spa, pretty soon, actually. I really should get started.
What? Sparkling wait.
It's important.
A white elephant sale? Come on. Know what I've got on my mind. That's really important.
Just what do you have on your mind?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe a little bit of this and that in the sauna.
Now?
Now, for the rest of the day.
Don't you think you might be malingering just a little bit?
Me? Perish the thought.
You must have an awful lot of work waiting for you at your office.
I also have a staff to do that work. We have a deal.
You and your staff?
That's right. They perform brilliantly in the office, allowing me time to stay home and repair fences. Want to help me repair a couple of fences?
It's very tempting.
Is it a deal?
Oh, Robert.
I've seen the way you look at me.
Well, don't you think you should finish the massage first?
Why? And waste all the time we've got?
My muscles still feel very tense.
Well, let me take care of that.
Holly?
Think twice before ruffling my feathers.
Your threats aren't going to scare me.
Well, maybe these will. Bet you I get a dinner out of this. And maybe, if I'm lucky, even a goodnight kiss.
Darling, I really must go.
Obviously, I'm still the leper.
Oh, I didn't say that.
You didn't have to. Scorpio. Yes, Bert. What? Yeah.
I'll see you later.
No, wait. What is it, Bert? No, you don't need to rub me.